Hello everyone, I welcome you to my channel Geo for Geography and myself Akshay Guru. So guys, आज जो मैं वीडियो लेकर आया हूँ आपको that is in the current affairs और ये सिर्फ आज के current affairs के लिए important नहीं है, but this particular topic rather you will find always in the current affairs one or the other time किसी ना किसी part of the country, किसी ना किसी part of the world में this phenomena is now getting pretty much common elsewhere. ठीक है, तो अब मैं कौन सी न्यूज़ की बात कर रहा हूँ, कौन से इवेंट की बात कर रहा हूँ, तो दैट इज सिंपली यू विल फाइंड इन जम्मू एंड कश्मीर देयर वाज लाइक ए क्लाउड बस्ट इवेंट. ओके, तो जम्मू एंड कश्मीर में जो क्लाउड बस्ट इवेंट हुआ है, दिस क्लाउड बस्ट इवेंट हैज लीड टू ए लॉट ऑफ डैमेज ओवर इन द रीजन. Okay, the day before or in the last week there was a hailstone event over in the region also. ठीक है, तो ये hailstone events ने भी apple orchard farming, it has led to a great impact on this overall productivity. So this particular cloudburst as an event is leading to a lot of impact on the overall aspect of socio-economic aspects of the country and the world. So now it is very much important कि ये हम deeply understand करें, समझे कि what exactly this event is and what are the challenges, how it occurs, then why the prediction is rather very much difficult. कि आपको लगा होगा यहाँ पे ये prediction तो हो सकता था, prediction क्यों नहीं किया. See, there are many predictional challenges and then what are the suggested solutions equally for this particular disaster. So without wasting time, चलो start करते हैं. Now देखो, cloudburst as an event, वैसे बहुत ज़्यादा यूनिवर्सल डेफिनेशन तो ऑब्वियस सी बात है इसकी हो नहीं सकती, बट लाइक जम्मू एंड कश्मीर क्लाउडबर्स्ट इवेंट है तो यू विल फाइंड अक्रॉस दी इंडिया देर आर लॉट मेनी एग्जाम्पल्स ऑफ दिस, है ना. जैसे ऑलरेडी ये इशू कोई मतलब अनकॉमन नहीं है, दैट इज नॉट गेटिंग प्रीटी मच कॉमन एज इन दैट वी आर मच अवेयर अबाउट उत्तराखंड वाला क्लाउडबर्स्ट इवेंट, राइट, 2013. देन यू विल फाइंड द ग्रेट मूसी फ्लड 1908, that is what cloudburst over in the Andhra Pradesh. Then Mumbai cloudburst 2005. Jammu and Kashmir, the same region, has experienced in 2010. There was a huge cloudbursting event, and Uttarakhand in 1998 and 2013. These were one of the five most disastrous cloudburst event noted in the recent history, modern history as in, and thus you will find कि ये हम कोट भी कर सकते हैं एंड इक्वली वी कैन एक्सप्लेन देम इन अकॉर्डिंगली ना. अब देखो, देन इन दिस केस पहले हमको समझना होगा व्हाट दिस क्लाउडबर्स्ट इज डिजास्टर मैनेजमेंट पर्सपेक्टिव से. जो जीएस3 का पेपर है हमारा, या पेपर 1 के पर्सपेक्टिव से, इस पे ऑलरेडी मेंस में क्वेश्चन आ चुका है क्लाउडबर्स्ट पर, ठीक है. तो जीएस1 में भी दैट वी शुड हैव दैट प्रीटी मच क्लैरिटी क्लाउडबर्स्ट इवेंट क्या है. सी क्लाउडबर्स्ट, यू द नेम इटसेल्फ इंडिकेट कि जैसे cloud is getting kind of burst, the overflow of water from the cloud. However, like more or less the same thing it is, but यहाँ पे ना that IMD has considered some criteria. What kind of criteria it considers? It simply consider कि just like within an hour, if for you will find a localized area, if there is very excessive rainfall is there, ठीक है, excessive rainfall as in, that is what considered as a क्लाउड बस्ट इवेंट. बट ये एक्सेसिव का क्या क्राइटेरिया होगा देन, उसके लिए भी कोई कैलकुलेशंस या कुछ लिमिट्स चाहिए. सो लिमिट लाइक सी इफ रेनफॉल ऑफ ओवर 10 सेंटीमीटर और अबव, ठीक है, 10 सेंटीमीटर ऑफ अबव इज रिकॉर्डेड ओवर अ प्लेस दैट इज रफली 20-30 स्क्वायर किलोमीटर इन एरिया, ठीक है, 20 to 30 स्क्वायर किलोमीटर इन एरिया अगर ये एरिया है, और वहां पर 10 सेंटीमीटर ऑफ रेनफॉल अगर हुआ है विद इन एन आवर, दैट इज क्लासिफाइड एज द क्लाउडबर्स्ट इवेंट. नाउ देन, अब ये सी इफ 10 सेंटीमीटर ओवर 20 to 30 स्क्वायर किलोमीटर एरिया, इट सिंपली कन्वर्ट्स इनटू, यू विल फाइंड 1 स्क्वायर किलोमीटर पे ये आएगा 100 लीटर्स ऑफ वाटर, है ना. एंड यू कैन कंसिडर कि इतने स्मॉल एरिया में इतना ह्यूज अमाउंट ऑफ वाटर मतलब कितना ज्यादा होगा, है ना. या इन 20-30 स्क्वायर किलोमीटर इट वुड लाइक बिलियन लीटर्स ऑफ वाटर, दैट इज व्हाट accumulated, getting accumulated within a flash of time, 1 hour, 2 hour, or maybe more, right? So that is what it makes the cloudburst event. अब cloudburst होता क्यों है? The major responsible factor, जहां पे आपको फिर से climatology वाली concept revise करनी होगी. Clouds के types क्या होता है? See, clouds, there are 3 types of cloud based on their altitude. So low cloud, medium cloud, yeah, middle cloud, and then the high altitude cloud. And there is one common, however, that present all across, that is the cumulonimbus cloud. the climatic disasters or extremities are generally connected with the cumulonimbus cloud. Okay, cumulonimbus cloud, and this cloud is rather a much disastrous in nature. तो यहाँ पर भी वही क्लाउड जनरली रिस्पॉन्सिबल है. अब देखो, कंसिडरिंग दिस क्लाउड, अब क्या हो रहा है, लाइक देयर आर मेनी रीजंस एज इन, बट अगर हम इसको उस वे से अगर कंसिडर करें तो व्हाट हैपन जनरली, सी द मॉइस्चर ब्लेडिंग क्लाउड, इट मूव्स फ्रॉम वन रीजन टू अनदर. ठीक है, इट मूव्स फ्रॉम वन रीजन टू अनदर, carrying a huge amount of moisture. Particularly in the high elevated zone, ठीक है, particularly in the high elevated zone, what happens? This moisture laden cloud, it got stuck with the orographic barrier. ठीक है, ये जो रहेगा हमारा ये होगा orographic barrier. ठीक है, orographic barrier. अब this orographic barrier मतलब क्या? Vertical obstruction. This orographic barrier rather leads to the upliftment of this moisture in the cumulonimbus cloud, further up. अब इससे क्या होगा? The fast condensation that occurs over in the cloudal mass, it's so quick and so fast condensation due to the achievement of the condensation point because of its upward movement, it leads to like immense outpouring of water droplets or water over on the surfaces. ठीक है, फिर ये जो हमने अभी क्वांटिटी देखी 10 सेंटीमीटर अबव ओवर लाइक इन 1 आवर फॉर 20 to 30 स्क्वायर किलोमीटर ऑफ एरिया, फिर क्या होगा? यहाँ पे ओवर अक्यूमुलेशन ऑफ वाटर होगा दैट इज बियॉन्ड द कैपेसिटी. ओके, दैट इज वेल बियॉन्ड द कैपेसिटी ऑफ द रीजन टू अकोमोडेट दैट एक्सेस अमाउंट ऑफ वाटर, एंड दैट इज हाउ द क्लाउड बर्स्ट इवेंट हैदर. ठीक है, कभी कभी मतलब मेजॉरिटी को वे जो क्लाउड बर्स्ट का इवेंट होता है ये ऐसे ही होता है. कभी कभी यू विल फाइंड क्लाउड को स्ट्राइक टू द mountain surface and it somehow mechanically destabilize the cloud. ठीक है, mechanically destabilize मतलब फिर वहां पे process of condensation, hydroscopic nucleus का integration fast होगा, जिससे you will find the immense outpouring would be there, and that is leading to the cloud burst event. ठीक है, अब देखो ये जो cloud burst है, so इंडिया में cloud burst का रिस्क कहाँ कहाँ पर है? You will find for the case of our country, the cloudburst events are generally confined to the high elevated zones. ठीक है, high elevated zones में ये generally क्या होगा? Confined, right? जैसे you will find in the high reaches of Himalayas, you will find cloudburst rather much common, है ना? Jammu Kashmir, Uttarakhand, these are pretty much common. In the northeastern states, you will find that are pretty much common. And in the high elevated zones of western Ghats and to some extent you will find in eastern Ghats also, क्योंकि कुछ हद तक elevated है, but eastern Ghats उतना common नहीं, but you will find western Ghats, northeastern Himalayas and the north Himalayas and west Himalayas are pretty much common for this events of cloud bursting there. ठीक है, so this is what the cloud burst risk map of India. Then question remain, why this forecasting is rather very much challenging, right? Very much challenging. ये forecasting challenging क्यों है? That is what a newspaper cutting that I have added over here. देखो, you will find जैसे यहाँ पे clouds, इसका पूरा meaning दिया है, the definition that 1 to 3 points में you can pause the video and can go through it. Then you will find why rather satellites fail to predict or detect the cloud burst event. The reason is simple, as the resolution of the precipitation radars are much smaller than the area of individual cloudburst event. Because cloudburst event is hyper localized. Now what does that mean by hyper localized? मतलब ये इतने small area में इतने quick time में होगा that your radar, your satellites fail to detect the occurrences of this kind of phenomena. Though at least with the present level of technology, आज हमारे पास उतनी efficient means नहीं है कि जिससे हम उसको predict कर सकते हैं. ठीक है, this one. Then multiple Doppler weather radars can monitor moving cloud droplets and help to provide forecast for the next 3 hours. But radars expensive and installing them widely may not be feasible. अब हर लोकेशन पे नहीं कर सकते इतना स्ट्रेच ऑफ हिमालय, दैट वुड बी वेरी मच expensive and may not be always useful. The reason being कि इतना भी हर बार भी नहीं होगा this particular event, and that is the reason, see, prediction and time duration, right, is very much restrictive for this particular disastrous climatic emergency. Okay, अब ये तो था challenges while prediction. अब इसके impact क्या होते हैं? You are pretty much aware, but you can see in the picture, you can go through the newspaper, you will find यहाँ पे impact होगा on the livelihood of the people, on the livelihood of the animals also, severe disruption of electricity, infrastructure and mechanisms है. Then you will find impacts on the livelihood of the people in terms of their job, employment, ये भी होगा loss, death tolls होगी, education losses होंगे. Then you will find post disaster trauma, psychological impacts would be there, and there are lot many impacts connected to this. ठीक है, overall topographical changes would be there over in the region. तो बहुत सारे इसके impacts है. Now then, how to mitigate or how to manage this disaster? How to manage this disaster then? See, अब यहाँ पे disaster, see, because it is hyper localized, but because it is very much local in character and its nature, तो क्या होता है that it is very difficult to plan for it, and even the areas are not very constant always कि यही prone हो गया. अब हिमालयाज में भी बहुत बड़ा stretch है, वेस्टर्न घाट में भी बहुत बड़ा stretch है. So the thing is what, see, like we should look for the proper disaster management over in the region that NDMA on its website has already issued like an advisory. क्या करेंगे इसमें? जो abandoned channels है जहाँ से पहले water flow किया करता था, don't have your residence over or the establishment of any kind of there, because during this case of extreme flow, these dead channels would rather get activated. Apart from this, you are supposed to have your habitation, houses या colonies जो stable platform पे होगी, so that excessive flow से भी impact नहीं होगा. Equally, you are supposed to have the shelter mechanisms provided over in the due course of time. तो जिससे क्या होगा ना, you will find कि cloudburst events की intensity हम control कर सकते हैं. Then at location where ground features have developed and subsidence taken place, appropriate measures for checking infiltration of water must be taken place, क्योंकि उससे water जब in जाएगा तो that would destabilize the overall platform and may lead to the flooding of it. ठीक है, people living around should be trained to remain vigilant always. What kind of the evidences of going to to trace the events of cloudburst, and physical change in the slope must be noticed immediately. Indiscriminate and unscientific construction should be banned over in the region. ठीक है, जिससे ये event और amplify नहीं होगा और disasters भी नहीं होगा. Then safe disposal of rainwater, that the best case study for this is Copenhagen. Copenhagen anyway leads in many aspects about the green initiatives है, मान लो, या disaster management है. Copenhagen has developed such a mechanism like in channel wherein you will find जब भी excessive flood या overflow होगा of water, इसमें इतने सारे rightful drainage channels बना रखे, water will on its own find the passageway to move out, right? क्या हम ये भी हमारे cities में कर सकते हैं? क्या हम ये भी हमारे Himalayan region में, Western Ghat region में कर सकते हैं, जहाँ पे water will drain automatically into its destined place? In this way, we can absolutely prevent the impact, right? The bioengineering technology can be successfully implemented using specific and local vegetation along the engineering sites or this hotspot site, right? वहाँ पे क्या होगा? Vegetation rather holding by means of root, and it avoid the rather excessive flooding led by this kind of event. A dense network of rain gauges, particularly in the area, must be identified. Okay, so ये कुछ disaster management ways है for the case of cloud bursting event. So I hope guys this point is pretty much easy to understand. The solutions have been given है ना, कि ये solutions एक बार आप वीडियो पॉज करके देख सकते हो. You can absolutely do that, and this particular video will help you again for that whole question that would be asked in the examination. So do remember, cloudburst is a reminder that nature gives no warnings, but we can be prepared, है ना, and must be prepared for this. Okay, वो चीज करना is much needed and necessary as well. So this is what all about for this cloudburst event. Thank you for watching it till the end. If you like it, like, share and subscribe to this channel. Thank you guys.